that you personally brought in a lot of volunteers to work on helping distribute PPE, in particular the equipment that's needed. And there's been some concern expressed that maybe they didn't have the experience, didn't know what they were doing. A whistleblower report has come up and said that they weren't functioning effectively and were actually gumming the process up. How do you answer that?
I just think it's just not true. I think that, the Wall Street Journal actually had a great op-ed about a week and a half ago saying that Trump's really rewritten the playbook for how you respond to a global pandemic. And in this time of crisis, the president used a lot of creativity and mobilized the private sector. He mobilized the federal government, and he has a lot of success to show for that in terms of accomplishing incredible things in a short amount of time. So a lot of these people came down to Washington to help out. They had domain expertise. None of them had decision-making authority. We left that to the federal government employees. But the reality is that they helped source over 1 billion pieces of PPE. They were involved in setting up Project Airbridge. The FEMA administrator and the DOD people who are working with them all found them to be quite helpful, and they did a great job. They were also involved in, last year America did about 30,000 ventilators that we produced. This year we'll do about 150,000 in about a 4-month period. They also came down and helped us get our data sets right. A lot of governors were asking for things that, quite frankly, were not based on data. So they were able to help us collect all the data so that we can distribute the ventilators to where they needed. And no American died because they weren't able to get a ventilator when they needed a ventilator. And that's, I think, a very important thing that we've been able to do. And then on the testing supply chain, we've had some of our people who were domain expertise helping us figure out how to find all the best places to get the mobilization done as quickly as possible. So at the end of the day, we've looked at what they did. I don't think these people should be harassed for coming down and helping their country in a time of need. We've seen in the Obama administration, they brought in volunteers. Gavin Newsom's brought in volunteers. A lot of the different states have done it. So I think that what happened here is these people came in, they did a great service, and we're very proud of the job they did. And again, I think the results speak for themselves.
Just quickly, Jared, what about a vaccine? Project Warp Speed, we're trying to get a vaccine. We know that's key. How close are we to getting a vaccine for this?
Well, I don't want to get ahead of any confidential information, but the president is moving heaven and earth to get a vaccine done by the end of the year, if not sooner, and to have it produced. We're simultaneously working on the supply chain so that we can scale production rapidly. We're doing that simultaneously, but no expense is being spared, no effort is being spared, and the president really has the full team committed with a very, very ambitious goal, and we will do everything that is humanly possible to achieve that goal, because that is a very integral thing to get done.
Very quickly and finally, Jared, a lot of people very critical of China. This started in China. Do you think China covered this up? And do you think they should be held accountable?
Well, I'd say right now, again, my role has mostly been on the response and trying to make sure that we have all the equipment that we need for our healthcare workers. We've worked with China